Mr. Speaker, the personal information of 3.5 million Albertans was leaked illegally to people who aren't supposed to have it. Millions of Albertans' names, addresses, voter identification numbers, phone numbers are now in the hands of people who were never authorized to hold it. That's a problem. The personal data of voters can be misused. We saw an example of this when the Minister of Service, Alberta and Red Tape Reduction inappropriately leaked a voter's record. In order to save his political career, the government changed the rules to prevent the Chief Electoral Officer from investigating these types of breaches. Who could have known? Who could have known that this government's loosening election laws would have made data breaches more likely? The Chief Electoral Officer knew. I quote, "Under Bill 54, for an investigation to begin, the Election Commissioner will need to be satisfied that a breach of the legislation has occurred before they can speak to anyone about the allegation or gather and review any records. Practically, this means that the onus will fall on a complainant to provide a substantially completed investigation in order for the Election Commissioner to look into a matter." End quote. The Premier herself was censured by the Ethics Commissioner for interfering in the criminal prosecution of an election candidate who ran against me in the 2023 election. It seems this government's response is not to behave better, but to prevent the censure of bad actions. The separatists got the memo. They realized there would be no consequences for misusing Albertans' personal data. Misuse of our data in the voter file is an inevitable consequence of this government's partisan meddling in elections to save their own political skins. That's not right. Albertans have a right to know who will be held accountable.